Excretion involves getting rid of waste materials which would otherwise build up in our body. The main organ for excretion is the kidneys. In general terms, urine is the route favored by drugs and drug metabolites with small molecular weights that are hydrophilic and not highly bound to plasma proteins. Other drugs, however, are detoxified almost entirely by the urinary system without ever being metabolized by our body. Any alteration or impairment of kidney function can have a major impact on drugs. The kidneys are part of the urinary tract system. They help maintain the internal environment of our bodies by filtering the blood. We each have 2 kidneys. Each contains over 1 million kidney tubules or nephrons. They filter water and soluble components from our blood and then reabsorb the sugar and amino acids, as well as the dissolved ions and water the body needs. At the same time, excess ions and excess water are excreted in the form of urine. Drug excretion by the kidneys involves 3 main processes: glomerular filtration, active proximal tubule secretion, and passive distal tubule reabsorption. In glomerular filtration, the 2 kidneys constitute less than 1% of the total body weight, but they receive about 25% of the cardiac output. They process the entire volume of circulating blood in our body every 5 minutes. Their glomeruli convert up to 20% of the renal blood flow into a filtrate, which is a newly made urine. In active proximal tubule secretion, the most important pharmacological characteristic is that it is fast. It is also efficient in secreting drugs that are protein-bound, as well as secreting drugs against a concentration gradient. In passive distal tubule reabsorption, newly made urine is very lipid-soluble and is reabsorbed into the blood as it travels down the distal convoluted tubule. Over 90% of the water is reabsorbed while traveling down the nephron. By the time the urine reaches the distal tubule, its drug concentration will be about 100 times higher than in the blood. Since most drugs and their chemicals are excreted in the urine, the kidneys are exposed to relatively high concentrations for prolonged periods of time. This can cause localized toxicity. Although excretion delivers the ultimate detoxification for the body as a whole, several drugs do cause renal toxicity. Luckily, our bodies can survive amazingly well on just 1 kidney, but when both fail, we run into trouble. If or when our kidneys fail, they stop producing urine and can no longer excrete urea or get rid of salts and water in excess of the body's needs. This causes one to feel sick, tired, itchy, and generally unwell. So now you know how our body gets rid of drugs, by excretion.